Hello Airsoft friends, and welcome to this video where we're finally doing our review on the Well MBO3A knockoff VSR sniper rifle, which I must say, I was very impressed with. Now this whole thing started off where I wanted to see if the barrier to entry to sniping in Airsoft is expensive or if it actually can be pretty cheap. This sniper rifle cost £54 in total. There are a couple of other little bits on there, but I'm not going to include those in the review because those don't really count towards it. Like the mounts up here so I can put cameras on, because I need cameras on it to film stuff to show you and to see if it does actually work. One accessory though that I will be including in this review is the sniper scope. As you can see there, it's very little and looks a little bit naff, and it is because it was £12. Straight away, I'm gonna put it out there, I was incredibly impressed by the performance of this gun, by the comfort of this gun, by just how it worked, how using it was a treat. And yeah, I must say, I genuinely prefer using this than using my SRS now. It may be for a load of reasons though. It may just be because this is lighter, it may be because this is more balanced, it may be because this is more of a, standard kind of like sniper rifle-y setup, or it may be because I started off my sniper life using VSRs. I had a JG VSR and it was fantastic. I loved it. So that kind of shape and hold and feel is something I'm already very much used to. Or it could be that for £54, the performance that I get with this riff is just so surprising and so very much good that I'm very happy with it. But let's get into the reasons why. First of all, the weight. It's weighty and it's nice. You feel like you're holding it in your hands, but it isn't over the top, so you're not getting knackered when you're running around using it. In the stock, there is like a big old metal just lump that's in there, and if you wanted to make it lighter, you could definitely take that out, and it'll also help the rifle be a bit more balanced. See, it is a little bit balanced towards the back, which isn't ideal. However, it's not mad. With the SRS, you drop it and it goes flying down. This at least kind of stays in place for a while and then does its drop. So you can make it more balanced if you want. Next up is adjusting the hop. In the SRSA1, originally it has two Allen little grub screw things that you use there, and you can adjust that hop in two angles. I've put the rotary hop in there, so I just need to cock it and then I can spin the dial and then we're pretty much set, good to go. And yeah, it's fast, it's efficient, and it works really nicely. With the Well MBO3A, you've got this little slider on the side here, which is pretty standard for VSR 10s. Essentially, if you want more hop, you pull it towards you, and if you want less hop, you push it away from you. And this was the first time I actually used this type of hop-up adjustment on a sniper rifle. On my first VSR, I upgraded to the Action Army hop unit straight away, so when I wanted to change the hop, I had to come in the bottom here and put an Allen key through there and twiddle it, and it sucked so bad. And before you ask, yes, I did try and do a TDC mod on it, but I kept drilling the hole in the wrong place and it just didn't really work. But this little slider on the side, I must admit, I was really happy with. And even though making tiny little small adjustments can be a little bit tricky when you're in the field, it's much more convenient and easier to use than the rotary hop on the SRS that I have. So yeah, hop adjustments, much easier, love it. The bolt pull is the best bolt pull of any sniper rifle I've ever had, and I am making this video after getting myself the SSG 96. This bolt pull is smoother than that, it's smoother than the SRS, it's easier than the SRS, it's easier than the SSG 96. It's just a nice simple, pull it back, and then that's it, good to go. Now the bolt doesn't just like slide back in and drop into the riff like the SSG 96 says it can do, which my one can't by the way, but it's still super easy to push it back into the gun. And if I give that a bit of a clean, it'll make it even more so, because it is quite grimy at the minute. You can see at the minute there's grime and dirt and stuff on there, so that definitely needs a bit of a clean. But once that is done, that'll be even smoother. Another thing I like with the Well over the SRS is it doesn't get all dirty in there. Like if you do get dirt on there, granted it goes on the cylinder, then you need to give that a clean. But with the SRS, you get like, when you cock it, you get a big old hole in there that dirt and crap and stuff falls into, and cleaning that out is a right pain in the butt. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm loving this over the SRS. The maintenance is much easier. There are some things, however, about the stock version of this that I do not like. For one, the hop rubber doesn't quite lift super heavyweight BBs as much as I would like it to. It does lift 0.48, which is my preferred BB weight when sniping. However, the trajectory of the BB doesn't really fly in the way which I feel comfortable with and and it doesn't feel like it gives me the best range. So with this, I use either 0.4s or 0.45s. Now that should be able to be fixed relatively easily just by upgrading the hop rubber, and that's something I'm going to be doing in a follow-up video to this, because I'm going to change one thing at a time and see what impact that has. So first of all, which is the most important part of any airsoft gun, the other thing I don't like about the stock version of this is the magazines. As you can see, they're fully black plastic, they're not see-through, you can't see how many rounds you've got in there, and they only take about 20 BBs per mag, which is absolutely rubbish. So if you do get this, and if you pretty much run any VSR, I highly recommend you getting the Action Army 50 round VSR 10 magazine. These little things are great. When they're in your riff, you can see easily from the bottom how many BBs you've got in there roughly, and you have over twice the amount of BBs than this magazine. So why wouldn't you want to have that? Well, one thing could be the price. These are about £15 each, and although that isn't the most money in the world, I'm running 3 of them, so that comes to £45 being spent on magazines, and the gun's £54 in total. So you're pretty much on 3 magazines spending the same amount of money as the gun, which is insane. But then again, as the gun is only £54 to start with, it's still pretty much a bargain. The other thing I don't like about this gun is the fact it didn't come with a scope. There is a variant which does, and it's more money, which kind of makes sense. And to be fair, you can get scopes for like £25, which should about do the job. This scope I got was the cheapest one I could find because I wanted to do the cheapest VSR 10 build, and it was £12. I think there's 2 things I like about this scope. One is that it's super cheap, and number 2 is it kind of looks like an old Springfield scope from World War II era. Like, it's long, it's super narrow, and to be fair, if you were running it on like an Airsoft Springfield, it would be super at home and look the part. I must say, I was hugely impressed by this sniper rifle, and this has completely changed my view on airsoft riffs. Like, originally when I started, I was all about, I'm going to buy cheap, and then I'm going to upgrade it to make it personal. I like learning how things work and making things better, and that's what I did with my first VSR. But then I was like, if I'm going to spend that much on a riff anyway over time, why not just buy something that's much better straight out of the box, which is where the SRS came from. Granted, I then did do some stuff to the SRS and it made it even more expensive, but then that got me thinking, what's wrong with just cheapy stuff in the first place? Like, there isn't really much that goes into making airsoft guns work. You know, you need a piston, you need a cylinder to compress the air, you need a hop rubber to hop on, and you need a barrel to guide the BB out. Like, apart from that, there's nothing really else that you need. And how difficult can it be to make that just work? Like, the mechanics of airsoft guns are super easy. And that's when this little bad boy came into my possession, and yeah, like I said, I am hugely impressed by this thing. It's got the best bolt pull of any sniper rifle I've used. It's super smooth when you take your shot, it's really quiet, and it feels nice, it's lightweight, and you know, because it's only 54 quid, you don't feel like you've got to be super careful with it. I fall over a lot when I play, as you know, and I don't feel any concerns about falling over with this just because it is so cheap and I can get another one straight away, and that's great. In terms of shooting performance, I know that I've been shooting people with this at like the 70-meter mark. I kind of find that with airsoft sniper rifles, as long as you're like, you know, accurate at 50 meters, then you're going to be perfectly fine at the majority of airsoft sites. My SRS, I've had accurate to 95 meters or thereabouts, and when it's zeroed in for that range, it's completely pointless, because whenever you're playing at an airsoft site, it's very rare you're going to be engaging somebody at that distance. There's either going to be too much crap in the way, or you can't get a decent line of sight. Price to performance, this is by far the most performance I've ever had for the amount of money that I've spent on a riff. I always used to say that the Mark 23 will be the most gun you can get for your money. However, I'm going to change that, because my Mark 23 cost almost 4 times the cost of this sniper rifle. And granted, even out of the box, the ASG one, it performs very well, but even that costs more than this. So I am happy to say that the Well MBO3A sniper rifle is by far the most gun you will ever get for your money, stock, straight out of the box, and that is just an amazing thing. And I think this is going to continue to be my go-to sniper rifle. It is so much fun to use, it feels comfortable. I'm going to put a new hop rubber in there, I'm going to spray paint it, and I'm excited for it. I really can't wait. 100% though, if you do get this, get a better scope than this. Spend at least 25-30 quid on a decent piece of glass. You'll be laughing. Also, get those magazines, because the stock ones are naffy. Get the 50 round Action Army ones. And also remember to sandpaper the end a little bit, because it's a little bit too tight fitting when you get them. So tiny bit of sanding and you'll be Gucci. Do all of that, and of course get one of these pouchy things for your stock so you can carry your spare magazines in. Saves you from having to have like belts and holsters and stuff to carry them on your person. Just keep it all on your wrist and then you don't have to worry about it. Even when you're like getting your stuff ready, all your mags should be here, and if they're not, well, where are they? Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it's been interesting for you and eye-opening too. Like, genuinely, if you snipe and you don't have one of these, buy one. Just test it out and see how it goes. Seriously, you'll be very surprised. You'll be very surprised. This video was brought to you by Project Airsoft, so go check out the website. We have tons of airsoft accessories and upgrades to make your airsoft life easier and like better, hopefully. Also, in the description below, check out the Amazon affiliate links. Anything that you buy through those links, if it's the stuff or different stuff, then you'll be supporting the channel and I'll love you forever. So thank you very much for that. As always, remember to call your hits and I'll see you in the next one.